So welcome back to the channel, Knights Multimedia. Your host, I'm Warren Walker. Today we're going to look at how to create effective websites for your marketing point of view. 8 must-haves. Build a highly effective website. But before we get into it, let's have a quick view from our sponsor. Thanks to our sponsor, Find a Tour, for bringing this episode to you. In this episode, we're going to look at how you can use your website, how you need to develop your website, what is the key points of your website so that it makes it easier from a marketing point of view. So let's get started. Everyone by now obviously knows about social media and how effective it is for one's website. While search engines are great to allow people to find your website, social media allows you to specifically target in a relaxed form who you're looking for. So if you're in a certain area, like I am in Cape Town, I can go and get all the Cape Town forums, Cape Town pages, Cape Town groups on Facebook, and I can make my posts and put them on there. So I would create my page and I would go and make a post about my website, and then I would share it on those platforms, which would allow me to promote my website and grow it. So what is needed for me to show my website? Well, there are certain things that when you set your website up, you want to set it up in a way for marketing. So you wanted to have the correct titles, a good description, the right length of it. And they change year on year, different platforms, what they require. So it's good to go and find out how many characters, 160, 170 characters as a description is the recommended at the moment. And of course your keywords, what is it related to? You also need a good image, an image describing what you're trying to share. Now, say you've written a blog, and in your blog you are discussing the latest tires. So what would be a good image? Maybe the stack of tires there, showing which tires we're talking about. Or a sports car zooming by and the tire is crisply shown, identifying that it has great grip, with maybe some words on it. So you'd want to set that up on your website. So while you're building your website, you need to be thinking about each page you design, each page that is made. Think about what you need to do on that page so that when it gets shared on Facebook or one of those other social media platforms, it can be effective and it's the image you want. Say you put an image up on Facebook and now it isn't the right one that you want to use and you want to change it, but every time you go and share your specific page on Facebook, it keeps putting the wrong image there. Facebook has made a nice little scrape link. You go and scrape your page. And what it does is it re-looks on the page and updates it to the latest image. I'll put a link below for you to go and see what, go and experiment and see what pops up when somebody shares your page and what do you want to pop up when somebody shares your page. So setting up a platform, a social media platform for your website. Make sure your website has that in view. That way you know that when it is shared, you can grow by it. You also need to make sure that there are share buttons on your page so that somebody can easily go, oh, I love this article, or I like these. I want to share them. So they click on the button and they share it on WhatsApp, or they click on the button and they share it on their profile. That way you're getting organic traffic also through the medium of social media. Very important for your marketing. as we discussed before, the call to action in your hero section is vital. Why? People come to your website. They want to come and look for what they want. But you also want to steer them, guide them to somewhere that you've updated. So your call to action could be a special that you're giving. So you could give your special there, a page, and there's a button that they click in your call to action, which is clearly easy seen, different color from the normal color of your website. So it stands out. You tell your marketing team, marketing guys, when you go out, tell people to come to the website and click on the call to action. It's really easy. It's an effective way. Instead of saying, look at the menu and you'll see this, you set it up. So while they're going out promoting that specific promotion with a discount or a free giveaway, whatever it is, you tell them, go to the page, click on the call to action. It's right on top. You can't miss it. It's a very effective way, effective tool for marketing. What can be an effective tool to attract people to your website? What can be a way that you can get that listener, that repeat customer? Well, one way is by having a special offer or a free giveaway. 2 for the price of 1, a limited offer. Right now, if you buy it for this week, you get a 20% discount. Just like we do on Black Friday in November. You can do that on a regular basis. And yes, you make it part of your call to action so that you can attract customers. What are you doing? You're creating a sense of urgency, a sense of reality that I need to get it and I need to get it now. Because if I buy it next week, I've got to pay more. I don't really need it, but I might need it. And so you're allowing somebody to get something for a cheaper rate because they're acting now. It's a great marketing tool. Also, by having a free offer, come and get this PDF that we've sorted out for you. Or maybe you need a color chart for your house because you're looking to paint. You don't quite know what color to paint. Well, download this PDF format of a color chart and it will explain to you and show you how your house could look with different colors. You could even have that you have a mobile app that you're giving away free stuff on. And so your call to action, your free giveaways, download the app, join the competition, and you can win. So having a gift, having something that you're willing to give away, something to attract people. If you're a dentist, you give away a free polish, knowing you're going to upsell to something more. That is just an attraction, something to pull people in, something you can look on the website. We have a free something because once they get there, you try and upsell to them. In that way, you can educate them on your products and maybe even make a better sale. Are newsletters dead? Are we tired of seeing those newsletters? You subscribe to something and you're inundated with emails. Or you just make a simple request somewhere and from then on, you just get email after email, even when you've tried to unsubscribe. They just won't let go. Do you really want to give your email to another person? Well, depending on your philosophy, myself personally, I have used newsletters because they are effective to a certain degree and I have made sales of them. But you want to be careful. You want to keep them short. You want to keep them on a regular basis, but not every day. I wouldn't even go with twice a week. Once a week is the maximum I would recommend. Anything more than that, you're just one of the billions that they're going to get. They get upset very quickly. People are like that. People are tired of being spammed. I find I spend half my day deleting spam. I get more spam in my email than I do actual work. So you need to remember and think about how you feel. Make sure your newsletters are relevant. How do you get newsletters? Well, to start, you need to have 2 things. 1, something to say, and 2, something to say to. So having a box on your website saying, subscribe to our newsletter. It comes out every second week. They already know in their head, I'm prepared to accept this every second week. Or subscribe because we give you details on how to take beautiful photos. Comes out every second week. There's a link we create. Maybe you've made this YouTube video, and what you do is every second week you send it to a client on an email so they can have a look at it and they can go and see your latest video. If you're a photographer and you have beautiful photos, you've got galleries, and you're regularly working and you create your galleries, what a better way than to get somebody that's looking to get married. They subscribe because they're interested in what you're going to do. So what you need to do is educate them. So make sure your newsletter is educational. Not just, we have the latest copying machines, you can buy them, they're so many $1,000 or rands. No, educate people. If you've written an article, don't give them the whole article in the newsletter. You just give them a portion of it. The rest is on your website. That's the point of a newsletter. The point of a newsletter is to take people through that newsletter marketing avenue to your website. Remember, everything ends back up on your website. Your marketing funnel that you're creating, that newsletter is they're on top, right close to the top. They've maybe visited your website, they've bought from you, you've given you your email. Now you start the funnel, making the communication, getting them to see your brand, getting them to understand who you are, building a relationship, building trust. You do that through your newsletters, sending them an email. Now, yes, if you're sending out thousands and thousands of emails, it is most likely best to use some kind of service, MailChimp or one of these places. But if you're not, if you literally only have the most important people that you want to email, and there's only 20 of them, 30 of them, consider sending that email from your own email box. Not a generic one, not one they can't reply to, but your own one. It's you talking to them. You can always create a template of that email and then just create it as a signature. So you simply open a new box, put in the new person's email address, open the signature puts the email there, put their name and say send. It doesn't take long if you're not doing it every day. But what it does do is it creates a personal relationship with you and them. They can reply to you, they can talk to you, you start communicating, you start educating. So newsletters are important if used in the right way and not excessively. Isn't it a funny thing? You've gone to a website and you've had a look at a website. Say one of the major stores. Now we have in South Africa a store called Macro. And they're a division of a company in America. You go visit their website. The next time you go onto Facebook, you get ads from them. Little ads pop up showing you what you may have looked at, showing you different information that you can buy, different specials they have. Now, how do they do that? How do they track you from their website onto social media? What they've done is they've installed a little bit of code that's called a Facebook pixel. And what it does is it records where you are and where you've been so that they can retarget you. And it's all about retargeting. When you're going to set up a campaign and it's only there for ads, if you're not going to run ads, spend money on ads, it is pointless loading it. There's no point in it at all. But if there is a possibility in the future that you're going to run ads, definitely get your developer to install it. It allows you to track who's been to your website so that you can retarget somebody. You can even go as far as saying, I want to see who's been all the way to that purchase page. So I know they've actually done a purchase. I'll say thank you. Now you can track them to that page, which means you can target them with a campaign to rebuy because you know they bought before. So you can run several different campaigns, marketing campaigns, based on who is coming to your website, how far they're progressing on your website, what videos they're watching, and of course if they've made a purchase. So a Facebook pixel, very important for marketing, especially if you're going to run and ad campaigns on Facebook. One of the most fundamental and basic and absolutes that you need to know for your website is what's happening on it. Could you imagine you've written a book and you spent a lot of money on creating that book and a lot of time, and you've perfected this baby of yours, and what you do is you put it out into the world, and that's the last you hear about it. What is the one thing you want to know? How many copies have I sold? Now, that's pretty much all you can find out about that book. You can't know how far people read in it, how quickly they read, how much time each time they read. You only know that people bought it or they never bought it, how many copies you sold. Now, maybe you've created one in hard copy and one on soft copy, paperback. And the hard copy has maybe extra few pictures in it. So now you can track and see how many of the soft copy and how many of the hard copy have sold. Well, your website being digital, it has a lot more analytics that is involved that it can track. It can track where people come from. So you can know, did they get there through search, an organic search? Did they get there through paid search? Now you actually know, my ads I'm running, are they effective? What did somebody look for to find my website? Maybe they came off social media. Maybe they came off another website, some listing that I didn't even know I was on. They listed my website. And now I can actually track and see where people came from. Now I can go and look at my listing and see that I'm there. I have found that I've been listed in places that I didn't even know I was. Your analytics not only shows you where people are coming from, it shows you the amount of time people are spending on your website, which pages they're looking at, if they're downloading a PDF, how many and when, what countries people are coming from, the age group of your visitor. In your head, you have this avatar of a person that you think is your ideal customer. When you actually go look at analytics, you find out who your real avatar is, who you're really selling to, who's coming to look at your website. You might create a brilliant website and you find the only people that visit are in Taiwan, and you go, but I don't even deal with Taiwan. Well, clearly the way you've laid your website out is great if you're in Taiwan, but not if you're in the rest of the world. So it's important to know where your visitors are coming from, what they are looking at, how much time they spend on your website, how many people get as far as putting something in the basket but not paying. Then you go and look and see what's attracting them somewhere else. You also look at the bounce rate, how quickly people leave your website. Do they come to your website's homepage and then they go to another page and another page, or do they just bounce in and out reading one article? Analytics. It's important to understand how it works. It's important to find somebody that, if you don't know how to, find somebody that does. There are courses that you can do on Google Analytics explaining how you work it and use it. Make sure that you understand it. Make sure that you know how to read it. Make sure that whoever's building your website adds it to the website. And make sure you are using it. It is vital for your marketing campaign to understand what's happening. Otherwise, you're just throwing away money, not knowing what is happening. Way back in the good old days, in the 80s, and whenever the internet came about, there was no GUI, there was no graphic user interface. There was just text on a screen. Text was the way to go. And we had this flashing colors and flashing lights and different fonts, and it was a black background, and that's all we had back then. And adverts were just a text. Eventually they managed to put a bit of stars around it, but it was still just text. Then the internet progressed through to one certain industry, which we won't mention. Pictures became important. More and more pictures. People were enjoying looking at something graphical, something that they could actually appreciate. And of course, then the internet was flooded with pictures. And when you went to a person's website, there were so many pictures, and it was just too much. But they were there, and they were important because photography is important. It's important to show your customer what they're going to buy, show your customer why they're going to buy it. Now we're living in a world where video is important. That is why YouTube is the second largest, Facebook being the largest platform, and both of them have billions of hours of viewing uploaded and viewed every month. It is astronomical amount of people that are watching and uploading videos. If you're not doing it, you're seriously missing out. Video is a great way to connect with your customer base. It's a great way to market. It's a great way for your customer to see you as a human being, not a machine, a mechanical thing. They're not just another number, but they're actually somebody that matters. That's what you want. You want to use video in a way, it can be used in various ways. Testimonials, it can be used for education, it can be used for demonstration, it can be used for a song, it can be used for anything. Commercials that you see on TV that's been running for years and years, they're a video. And while those commercials cost a lot of money, the commercials that you can actually make, that is common, that people can make every single day, how simple it is, the tools that are next to nothing or free. Anybody can make a video. Anybody nowadays can record something on their phone, on their camera, on their GoPro. If you've got a channel about, or you've got a website about golfing, wouldn't it be great to set up a set of videos showing the wrong way to putt and the right way, the wrong way to swing and the right way, the wrong way to chip and the right way, using the wrong club and the right club? See how effective videos could be? That's what you need. Make sure that almost every page that you have on your website needs to have a video related to that page, showing how that page works. What is my benefit of watching that page? I can read it. People are lazy to read. I can look at the pictures, or I can just watch the video. Doesn't that make sense? Make sure you got videos running as well. You can't miss out on that part of the market. That for marketing, for your website, for its contents, is basic. The most effective way to market, the most effective way to build a brand, the most effective way to get people to come back to your brand is through education. People like to be educated. People watch videos. I love watching how they restore old equipment. I love watching how they forge a knife or a spoon or whatever it is. Why? Because it's education. People like to know why things take place. We even watch TV because we want to be entertained, but because we want to be educated. Now, we're not talking about school education where you learn 1 + 1 is 2 and the capital of wherever is whatever. We're talking about education of your product, of your services. Not what your product or your service can do. What your product or your service can do for them, the person coming to you. I need gutters for my house. So what do? I go looking for what different gutters there are. And I find, say, a set of gutters that's plastic and it sells for $20 per gutter. I go and find one that's made of PVA that's $25. And now my options is these two. Imagine yours is a different material and it's more expensive. Yours is $35. Now when I look at it, I go, oh, too expensive. Why? I don't understand why yours is more expensive. I don't understand that those other two give a 1-year life guarantee and yours gives a 25-year life guarantee. Theirs will degrade over a period of time and crack. Yours, you can throw an atomic bomb and it will still stay there. You need to educate people on why your product or your service is the value it is. Now, if you have no value, if your item is just one of gazillions that are sold in the shops, education, is it important? Well, for your brand it is. For the item, not really, because if somebody's going to walk in and pick up some cheese, they're going to walk in and pick up cheese. If your cheese is right next to the one that's next door and you're running specials in the supermarket, is it really important to have a branding? Is it important to have videos educating people? Yes. What makes them pick your cheese? It costs the same as the cheese next door. People nowadays, they're all into vegan and sugar-free, and I don't even know what all free. It's not even cheese anymore. People are all into the health fanatics. People are health conscious, health nuts, health everything. They're no happier, they're no more healthier, they don't lose any weight, but they're conscious of it. My opinion. I'm not conscious of anything. I eat what I want. Education. By educating somebody why your cheese, the way it's made, is healthier than the common cheese, is a reason for people to buy your cheese. And if it's the same price as somebody else's, even better. Why? Because I can buy yours for the same price, and I know, because I've watched your advert, your video, your education, I know yours is better. Theirs might be better, who knows? But I didn't see theirs in a video. I saw yours. I trust you now, because I saw somebody, not a model, not a smiling face that says, this is how it is, but I saw you, the owner, saying, hi, I'm the owner of the company, and I'm going to take you for a quick tour. Come and have a look. You see, this is where we pasteurize the milk, and this is where we turn it into cheese. I now have a concept of how you work. When I get into the store and I see two different cheeses, what do I see? I see a cheese I have no idea how it's made. For all I'm concerned, that's how it comes out the cow. And I have your cheese, and I've watched you make it, and I've seen how you've got in there and you've done it yourself, and how important cleanliness is, and you wash your hands, and your staff wear the little dookies and everything, so that the cheese is the cleanest. That's important. Education, showing your customer, no matter what you're selling, no matter what service you're offering, showing your customer why they need to buy yours and not the man next door. It validates your price. It makes you the go-to person. It makes you the authority because you've taught them something. How many times haven't you said, yeah, I heard the other day somebody said this, or did you watch the video? It's more important than, why do we say these things? Because we've seen it, we've been taught it. We now think it's gospel. We think it's the truth because we've been told it. And that's what your brand needs. Your brand needs to be the authority. Even if you've only been around for 10 years and somebody else has been around for 20 years. By saying, we've been around for a decade, but being a newer company, we're in with the latest technology. So now the guys that have been around for 20 years, they may know more than you, but they got old technology. So they're no good for my business. I need somebody with new technology. So it's important to use your education to brand yourself as relevant, to brand yourself as the forerunners, the experience, the go-to, the gospel. Use marketing correctly. Set up your website with a view to being able to be marketers. Set up your website with a view of videos, of education, of all the things that need to be there for social, for the developer, for the buyer, lastly, for the seller. Branding is not what you put down, it's what they pick up. Thanks for watching this series that I've been going through of having a highly effective website, of building something that's effective for 2020, not for previous years. What was effective in 15, in 16, it might not be effective now. In fact, it's not. It is not. If your website has not been updated in the last 2 years, it's old technology. Even if it's on the latest platform, the style of writing, everything you do needs to be today. not yesterday. When you go buy a car and you walk in and they go, here's a car, what's the first thing you say? It was a second-hand car. How old is it? It's a 2012 model. You go, oh, it's a bit old. Now, if a car is too old in 2012, why is your website made in 2012? Is that not also too old? Yes, you need to look at your website from a whole lot of different ways. From you as the seller, what's important, what do you need on that website? From the buyer, what do they need on the website? What do they want to see? From the developer, you need to discuss what the developer needs to do, what their target is and their goals and what they need to know to be able to build this website. And of course, marketing. It's no good building a website that you can't market, that isn't ready for the market, that can't be marketed. It's just not possible. There's no education on it. There's just nothing on it. It's just there you go. It is what it is. For your website to be effective, for your website to do justice for your brand, it needs to have a certain standard. It needs to be built in a certain way and progress with time. It's never finished. It always needs to grow. And it's up to you as the owner to respect your brand and respect your website. If you don't trust your brand, you'll never trust that website. And if your customer can't trust your website, he won't trust your brand. So thanks for watching this series with me. We will start a new one where we'll discuss something new next week. Remember, thanks to our sponsor, findatour.co.za. Use Knights promo as your voucher code. See what discount you qualify for. Otherwise, as I say, keep on branding, keep safe, do what you can affect, and leave the rest to the birds.